Guys, video number 2, replying to Joe's question, my experiences at school. Horrendous, pretty much sums it up. Primary school, before primary school I don't remember, which was also before I was adopted. I don't remember. That I would have to ask my older sister about. But primary school didn't have any proper friendships. It was only a small school. There was only 2 classes, 2 teachers, one being the head teacher, which was my teacher, and she was a bully. She used to poke us with pens, scream in our faces, make us stand in the corner facing the wall, or me, and there was 2 other lads that always got the same punishment. Used to embarrass us in front of the class. Most days I cried on the way to school. I never told my mum why. But yeah, horrible. I probably should have told my mum, because that's classed as abuse, really. But moving on to middle school, which was years 4 to 7. Yeah. It was schooling was better, but the teachers were better, but my grades, my school reports all said the same thing every year. Lack of concentration, didn't want to do the work, not interested, lazy. Yeah, every school report said that, especially the lack of concentration. I think if you went through every school report I ever said, they would say that. I remember it was a friend of my mum's who was my sister's godmother. She was also a supply teacher, and I think for a couple of weeks she was my supply teacher. And we was in class one day, we was doing a bit of work, writing, and she come up to me however long after we started the assignment, and she said, Lee, how come you haven't done any of your assignment or your written work? And apparently, I turned around and said, I have, miss, and I'd written my name at the top of the page and the date, and that was it. So in my eyes I had done something, but that was it. And I think we'd been in class for about half an hour since starting the work. So she told my mum, and my mum told me that. There was things I was good at school. Sports, some sports. Was never interested in contact sports, didn't want to be there, didn't want to be near the ball. But stick me on a track, and I was one of the fastest in the school. I liked sports day. As I went on to high school, which ended up being boarding school, I was on the swimming team. I was also in the choir, but please don't tell anyone. Yeah, I was in it was the chamber choir as well as the senior choir, so we did concerts and stuff for everyone. But I used to be a very good singer. Then my voice broke. Yeah. But music was always something I was really good at. I'd say really good. It was my best grade in GCSE, which it was only a D, but the rest of my GCSEs were G's and F's. At boarding school I stayed there weekends because my mum couldn't cope with me at home. Obviously I didn't have the diagnosis, so I didn't have the support. All I was diagnosed with was dyslexia and ADD, As I said last night, I tried Ritalin, but that didn't do anything. I'd had counselling done, I'd seen specialists, but nothing ever changed. During boarding school, I loved being at school, staying at school. Academically though, the school report stayed the same. My maths teacher didn't like me. My first maths lesson, I'd become mates. Well, we ended up sharing the same dormitory, so I was kind of hanging around with him. Half an hour into the lesson, we were messing around and I hit him on the head with a book. It was my first lesson with my first maths teacher, Mrs. Newman, and she kicked me out of class. So yeah, she never liked me after that. Hated maths. The head teacher there was my English teacher, and he didn't like me either. I used to get in lots of trouble. I think my science teacher at boarding school, we didn't do science. We had chemistry, biology and physics, 3 different classes. But my physics teacher was also the housemaster. So I never did very well in class, but he used to, I suppose, give me one-to-one sessions on the weekends. Yeah, he was a good teacher, but I don't know, still never did really well. As I said, I always felt like the alien in the classroom, never really made any proper friends. I suppose they were more acquaintances and buddies because we shared a dormitory. No, I never really stayed friends with any of them. A couple of them I'm still friends on Facebook with, but we don't really talk. But then that's the story of my life with friendships, really. But no, school was, I guess I tried the hardest I could with what I had. But no, the help that I needed wasn't there because the diagnosis wasn't there. And everyone just thought I was lazy and didn't want to do it. So I didn't want to do college afterwards because school wasn't the academic side of it wasn't interesting to me. So no, I guess if I could do it again now, I would. I do regret not doing any better, really. But it's too late now. But yeah. So I think that is pretty much sums up my school experiences. Nothing great to shout about, unfortunately. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know about my schooling. And yeah, I'll see you later.